So no surprise to anybody really, but Hellblade 2 has officially announced that it was going to be coming to the PlayStation 5. But what might surprise some people, not me personally, but for some people, there's going to be a enhanced version with 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, as well as PC. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are finding me for the first time, please do me a favor, smash that like, subscribe. We're on our way to 6,400. We can only do that with your support. So I am not an Xbox, hater. I like Xbox a lot. I'm wearing the Xbox hat as a, strictly visual interpretation to show you that I like Xbox. I like PlayStation. I like Nintendo, but I will not stay quiet when one of these companies, these billion-dollar companies, say some BS crap. I'm going to call them out on their BS. Now, last year when Hellblade 2 came out, it was said that it could run 30 frames per second, or the developers rather said that it's running 30 frames per second to give it a more cinematic feel. Don't believe me? Here's an article from IGN of last year where the developer said that Hellblade 2's 30 frames per second made the experience feel more cinematic. That was the explanation that we got last year. Everybody, including me, said, BS, that's a lie. And to be honest with you, this was basically the final straw for me. This and Indiana Jones was the final straw for me as an Xbox player where I just switched over to PC. I remember playing Hellblade 2 on Game Pass on PC on a 2080 graphics card, and I was getting over 60 frames per second on it. I was getting 60 frames per second at 1440p on a 2080. And at that point, I knew, okay, I'm selling my Xbox Series X. There's no reason to have this console anymore. Apparently, Xbox does not care about the console anymore. When developers come out and they lie blatantly to you and go, oh yeah, we're doing this because it's a more cinematic feel, at that point, there's no respect for the hardware, no respect for the console. So I sold it. I went ahead, sold it, got like $400 for it at my local game shop, and then I used that money to upgrade my PC, and that's pretty much what I did. And the thing is, I love Hellblade 2. I'm one of the few that absolutely love the immersiveness of that game and just had an awesome time with it. It was one of my favorite games of 2024, but these devs have to stop lying, because every time they come out, it just makes the Xbox platform seem even worse. And this is not the first game by a long shot. Like, this happened with Starfield, Redfall, Avowed, where the developers come out and go, oh yeah, we just feel like 30 frames per second is like the sweet spot. We want, the keyword is, we want to make it more cinematic for you. We want to make it more cinematic. And every time they say that, I just kind of like roll my eyes. I'm like, come on, guys. And what makes it worse is, you already have the console wars going on, where people are thinking that the PS5 is so much better than the Xbox Series X, and really they are so close. Like in architecture, like they basically have the same parts for the most part. They are so close. So the PS5 is not better than the Xbox Series X. The Xbox Series X is not that better than the base PS5. They're like right on the same level. So when we see a year later these games coming out in an enhanced version and they're running at 30 or 60 frames per second rather, you just look at like, why are you feeding us this BS? Just it'll be more like, just tell us we're beta testers. Just tell the Xbox players, the Xbox fans that are playing on your hardware, the people that went out and paid $500+ for your hardware, just tell us we're beta testers, that the Game Pass players are just beta testers until we're early access players is what we are. If you are a PC gamer, there's a lot of games that are early access. Like No Rest for the Wicked has been in early access for months now, and they have not launched those games on console yet. They want to work out all the bugs. Just say Game Pass players on console are beta testers, because we come out, we play it, we test it, we're putting in 80 hours in the Starfield, we're playing Hellblade 2. And then when these games come over to the PlayStation, automatically 60 frames per second is now possible now. And this is something we have seen multiple times. I am not one of those fans that are like, don't put your games on PlayStation. Bro, put your games everywhere. Wherever you can make money, put your games on that platform. I don't care if Gears of War is coming over to PlayStation. The more people that it gets to experience that great franchise, the better. If that gets you more revenue where you can crank out more games better and faster, I'm all for it. But don't sit there and lie to us. Don't sit there and go, it's for a cinematic feeling, and then a year later, guess what, guys? A 60 frames enhanced 60 frames enhanced version of the game is now completely screw the cinematic. Screw the cinematic field. You are now able to get a 60 frames per second version on your console. It just makes you look bad. It makes you look bad. And as a Xbox hardware owner or former Xbox hardware owner, you look at your console and you're like, why did I buy this? I remember the exact moment where I gave up on the Xbox Series X. It was right when Hellblade 2 came out. I played it for like an hour and I was like, I cannot play this on the Xbox Series X. And I went and I downloaded it on my 2080 graphics card on my PC, played it, loved the game. And then like shortly after that, it was, I believe, Summer Game Fest, or maybe not Summer Game Fest, but it was one of Keighley's shows. And the final thing was Indiana Jones coming to PlayStation. And I remember looking at that and going, the game hasn't even officially released on the Xbox hardware. Like, you didn't even give it a chance to release on the hardware, on the Xbox hardware, and then you tell everybody, hey, you don't need to get on the Xbox. It's coming to PlayStation this fall. So I was just like, or this spring rather. And I was just like, okay, you lied to me about Hellblade. Then I'm looking forward to Indiana Jones. And you don't even wait for the game to launch on the home console, and you already announced that, hey guys, it's coming to PlayStation. You don't see PlayStation respects their hardware. Even when something is a timed exclusive, you don't see PlayStation going, Final Fantasy 16 now available on PlayStation, but next year you can get it on PC and the Xbox. You don't see them do that. Even when they have timed exclusives like Sifu, Stray, all that, you don't see them promoting it on the competitor's hardware. You don't see that. So the fact that like Keighley and Xbox thought it was a great idea to alienate the Xbox user base and go, hey, this game that's coming out in a few weeks, guess what? The bigger, better version is going to be launched on the PlayStation 5 in spring, just 3 months later. At that point, I was like, why am I playing this console? It's like, it's obvious that we're getting the beta test versions. We're getting the early access versions of these games where they're only running at 30 frames per second. And then you don't even let us have the time to enjoy it as a hardware consumer. And you're already announcing it for the competitor's platform, which we know is going to be a better version when it comes out. So that was sort of like the straw that kind of broke my back. Like I was just like over with it. I was like, I'm done with it. Sell my Xbox, went to PC, never looked back actually. Ever since I moved to PC, I actually stopped playing on my PlayStation, stopped playing on my Switch, stopped playing on I literally played my Xbox games, PlayStation games on my PC, and I play on my Steam Deck in handheld mode when I'm going somewhere. So it's like PC, Steam Deck, but I love games. And I love Hellblade 2, and I highly, highly recommend anyone to pick up Hellblade 2. I will be playing the enhanced version when it comes out, but they have to stop lying to us. They need to stop sitting there and telling us that, we wanted a more cinematic feel, because it's a lie. It's a lie. Every time they do it, it's a lie. It was a lie when they said it for Redfall. It was a lie when they said it for Starfield. It was a lie. I remember I went and played Starfield on PC, and it was like a night and day experience. It was like, you have to stop lying. I like the Xbox brand. I like what Xbox does most of the time, but they are really bad at PR. It would be so much easier to digest if they just came out and said, hey guys, this is just a beta test. You are getting early access. If you are a Game Pass user, you are a early access member, and we're going to work out all the bugs, and then we're going to release the better versions on the competitor's platform. Just shoot with us. Just shoot with the consumer, and it'll be much easier to swallow than actually come out and say just blatant lies. Oh, we wanted a more cinematic feel. It was a lie. It was a lie. Each and every time that this was released on a game at 30 frames per second, there's no reason why in the year 2023 to current, which is 2025, we are playing games at 30 frames per second on these $500 plus machines. Should not be happening. Should not be happening. But that's just my thoughts, guys. I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about this whole enhanced version of Hellblade 2? Have you played the original? Leave those comments in the comment box below. Once again, guys, please hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 6,400 subscribers. Love each and every one of you. Take it easy. Stay safe. Catch you guys next time.